Hello, and welcome to this SAP Material Ledger and Actual Costing course. I want to thank you very much for signing up for this course, and I'm very pleased to have the opportunity to teach you all the most important things you need to know about Material Ledger and show you how the ledger is used to perform actual product costing. Product costing is often viewed as a complicated topic in SAP, and Material Ledger brings yet another layer of possibilities how to manage costs in the system. But in my opinion, Material Ledger is not making things any more complicated, but by increasing visibility about the costs of your business, it's actually making the whole costing process more clear and easy to understand. As it is common with SAP, with every new functionality or module that is released, the users are faced with a large number of new confusing terminology and often ambiguous instructions. This has also been true with Material Ledger. But during this course, I will prove to you that this module is actually not that difficult to understand, and that all that is needed to understand its key functionalities is one simple but comprehensive example scenario which demonstrates how things are working in practice. The main purpose of this course is to offer you a realistic costing scenario that you can yourself start expanding and experimenting with. We will not go through every single configuration screen in detail and explore all possible alternatives how you can utilize Material Ledger. All efforts are placed in offering you one end-to-end scenario that demonstrates how the different submodules are linked with each other and how the costs are flowing inside the system through controlling, finance, material management, and production planning modules. As you know, to fully understand how SAP works takes a lot of curiosity and playing around in a sandbox environment. Once you understand how one complete costing scenario is set up, it is easy for you to start expanding your knowledge and become an expert of the topic. The structure of this course is as following. We will first start with a short slide set that introduces all the key concepts related to Material Ledger and actual costing. I will also introduce you to our costing scenario that is based on a real-life company. I know that just looking at slides can be boring, so I will try my best to go through the slides as efficiently as possible so we can maximize the time that we are spending in the actual system. After we have finished our short theory session, we will start looking at the most important configuration related to Material Ledger. Again, I won't be spending too much time at explaining different configuration screens, as the only way to fully understand the effects of different configuration settings is through practical examples. The goal is just to quickly go through the settings we need to maintain for our example scenario. We will also be coming back to the key configuration transactions during the other chapters to demonstrate the connections between config settings and actual system functionality. After finishing our configuration review, it's time to start going through our example costing scenario and begin to manufacture pulp. If you don't know what pulp is, don't worry. After this course, you will pretty much be an expert of the topic. We will be examining what kind of postings the system is recording into the Material Ledger when materials are moved during the procurement and manufacturing processes. The final part of the course is dedicated for the period end closing process, which usually raises the most questions. This is probably the most challenging, but also the most important chapter of this course, so we have saved the best for last. During this chapter, we will see how actual costing functionality is using the postings recorded into the Material Ledger to calculate actual costs of your materials. We will also be looking at the most useful reports available in the system. Before we start our course, a word about the prerequisites for taking this course. This course is a direct sequel for our product cost controlling course, and the example scenario we are using is built around the same setup used during this course. It is completely fine for you to take this course without first completing the previous course. However, this course assumes that you have a good basic understanding of how product costing is working in SAP, and you are familiar with the key terms related to controlling. If you've not worked with costing or controlling module before, I strongly recommend you to first take our previous course or any other SAP course that explains the basics of this module. And now, it's time to start learning how Material Ledger works. I can guarantee that by the end of this course, you will have an excellent understanding how the actual costing works in the system and will be ready to implement realistic costing scenarios utilizing the Material Ledger.